Okay, well, this video is, it's been a while since we've done a video. I've been very busy on Ron's place and keeping going back and forth, and just a report on Ron, good and bad days, but he's battling in there and doing his best, keeping food down at the moment, which is a lot better than maybe a few days ago, which is good, but still some days are not the best. But anyway, we'll keep you updated. The house, we've got the painters in there at the moment, and still doing quite a bit around the place, getting that ready, but all good. It's I think in a couple of weeks' time we'll be ready to fly, and out she goes with someone's going to get a very nice house, and it will all repainted, all recarpeted, and done nice. Anyway, so that's the quick update on Ron, and he says g'day to all his friends out there, and certainly thanks for everybody that's been contacting him and keeping him in mind, particularly Kev, mate. Thanks very much for all the visits. You really, you drive a long way, mate, to come in and see him, and you do it all the time, and you're amazing, mate. So thanks very much. Believe me, he loves your visits and chatting with you. But that's VK3ZDK. Kev's just an incredible guy. Okay, today coming from South Africa. Well, sorry, that's not true. Over the last few days, all these boxes came in from South Africa, and I have not had a chance. I've only just got back from Ron's today, and I've not had a chance to get into the boxes, so I thought I'd just give you a quick look at some of the beauties that are coming from David, from deepest, darkest South Africa. Good on you, David. And some of these are beauties, though. Some will recognise the SBE Sidebander 6 that certainly... as you know, in my own Radio Shack, I've actually got a personal one of those that I keep for myself, that and also a Console 6. But a lot of these will probably go out the door. There's a couple that we want to keep for ourselves, but it's just a matter of clearing out a bit of stuff for David, and we thought, what the heck. But anyway, the Craig, that is a very rare piece. We've got one in our collection, so that'll probably come up. But I think we have it. Let me check that, actually. I think we do. We've got quite a lot of Craigs. Sorry, I just had a bit out of breath. And it certainly is a very different radio. I think the thing that everybody loved about the Craigs was the microphone. They're very, very different. And, I always thought they were kind of a bit of a, Star Trek-y looking. Yeah, anyway, all good. With that, there's then it's an SBE here, which LCMS 8. And you don't see them a lot, but look, they weren't. If you said to me, do you call this rare? No, maybe not. You saw enough of them to say maybe not rare. GB models have become incredibly collectible. This is a 40, and so that is good. We'll probably keep one of the 79891s just for display. So one of those will probably go up. I've already got one of these, but it kind of got thrown in with the deal. But this is a very rare 78574, and a lot of people don't realise that you just don't see them. I bought one off David. South Africa saw more than anyone, I think. Obviously the US saw quite a few, but we didn't in Australia. We didn't see too many. And there's a bit of a story. I had to have this white lease on. That one's not for sale. David did this. He did a bit of a remake on a lease on that. I just fell in love with it, and I thought, you know what, that's a really good, good looking. We probably will put it with our own 78574, but we'll see. It might even go on something else. Another really good Nick lease on TW232 here. Very hard to find these in such unmarked condition now. That's the thing about getting things from David. They come in very nice. Now the SBE Console 6, I've already got one. Now I've got to look up this one. I think there's a couple of things to do to this one, so we'll get back to you on that one. But look, not in bad shape, and certainly it's going to be going out the door. What else we got? Okay, so some of these came in too. That was another B model from memory. Then there's a 79891 Midland, which we've already got one of. Now we've got a couple of these going out the door. Really pristine looking. A 78999 bases. They're extremely nice, and I completely forgot We've had a museum example of a super bass for some time, and that just went to a good mate of mine. And I said to him, oh, that's our super bass gone. And then this box turned up. I'd forgotten that we'd bought one from David. So, 40-channel super bass. So I don't know what we'll end up doing there. And very nice Tedelex T7000. So, yeah, look, there's some really nice stuff that's come in. I think around the corner here, previously from David. Yeah, this is where you'll find some of the other more 78999s. This is a rare one. Midland 7001. Quite seriously, you don't see... That's a very, very difficult model to find. I'm trying to call it as fair as I can, as far as, it's easy to, when you're a salesman, everything's rare, no matter what, it's got to be rare. What you're buying is rare. But that is reasonably rare. And the 78574, another one that's pretty rare. 78999s, as much as I love them, you do see more of them than, people like to say that they're extremely rare. You're never going to find one. Well, if I've got 3 of them sitting here, they can't be too rare. Anyway, I think as I go down the aisle, that's pretty much it from David for the moment. But thanks, David. I really appreciate it. We're in a bit of a mess here at the moment, but just a lot going on with stuff external to the property right now. But things will get back to normal fairly soon. And thank you for the packaging too. I must show you all this. This is our bubble wrap box. It was getting a bit empty. Well, David fixed that. He puts so much bubble wrap around radios when he sends them. They just are incredible. And like nothing gets damaged on the way through. David's extremely good at that. And look, we are getting close to cleaning David out, I think. And I think even ourselves, we're getting pretty close to not doing much more ourselves. It's time for us to clean out a little bit of some of the stuff. But the problem is with me, when there's 1 or 2 things that I just got to have, it's not worth doing 2 radios. It actually works out so much more economical to say, well, what else you got that I can, amortize the postage and try and make it, a little bit cost effective. Because trust me, bringing stuff in from South Africa, oh yeah, it adds up. It is what it is. But look, it's just all about the passion for getting certain radios, and if we can help you out with the odd one that ends up sort of going your direction, well, that's great too. We'll try and get into some of these and just give you some sort of idea on a video and what they're all about. All right, well, yeah, unfortunately I'm sort of not breathing the best today. It's just been one of those days where I had injections last night, then just it was a slow start this morning, but I needed to get moving and get things done for on. And just probably going to take it a bit easier tonight and catch up a little bit. And still can't believe there was a super bass. David, I'd totally forgotten. I remembered the SBE Console 6, but yeah. Anyway, as you can see, we've got a bit else to get out of here. We've stacked Cobras and ARFs. Actually, the ARFs, I know who they're going to, and the CPIs, I think, will go to the same person. Very, very good mate of mine. I won't name you to embarrass you, but yeah, you're, yeah. I don't know what we're doing over here. I haven't been out here as much lately. We must be. Oh, okay. I'm obviously starting to put some of the CB. These are old collectible CB amplifiers together. Some of the old units that came out of the US, and actually some of these are from England. The Bremels and that, but Bremies, not Bremels, Bremies. But yeah, I'll get into some of that. But as you can see, we've got a lot to clear out of here, and a lot of it I think will go to auction. Okay, so my guinea fowl having something to say, but a lot of it will go to auction because look, it's not even about the money anymore. I've just got to get some space. I'm sporting. Well, sorry, hang on. I'll show you my guinea fowl. These are the little, they keep the snakes away. As you can see, this is a trailer I used today at Ron's place, and we're all emptied out with more on the burn pile, but all good there. Oh, look, yeah, anyway, all good. Can't remember what I was carrying on about now. How we're going to move all this out. Because I've got a car in mind at the moment, and I need to get some more space. Just about finished this 911. That 911's just got some parts coming back in. Just put a new battery in the 59 Corvette, and this is my beautiful, look, love this. It's this L48 Corvette. Absolutely, it's one of my favourites. And that's right, this is all this Codan stuff that came in. I can't remember what we bought. Hang on a second, this box has been sitting here for days. I run out of breath again, but that box, that's been sitting around for a week or so. I've forgotten all about that. Anyway, so beautiful HL90 430 meg amplifier. Thanks, Clem. 400 watt PA, which it's got a switch mode 24 volt power supply. It's actually running at 20. They set them at 28, adjusted to 28. Yep, 60 amps. So this supply here becomes a great unit to tee up to. Now you've got to be a bit careful, because when you look at the circuit, these things they take quite low input, way under a watt. 4402, yeah, because they had a. Trying to remember, we had a. Let me see. There's a reason. I'll just walk around here. A mess over here. Yeah, we had a Codan sitting here, sitting on the bench, a 9323. Now, with the right board in the back of these things, that amp will go back on and work with a 9323 and give you, your 400 watts out. But yeah, you can't go pumping the output of the 100 watt output into it. It definitely won't like that. But that was a side. I was actually chasing the amplifier, the UHF, amplifier off Clem, and Clem said to me, "Oh, I just listed this 400 watt amplifier Codan that I've had lying around. It's going to do a bit of a project with." And I said, "Oh yeah, no, you better put that in the box as well." And he said, "I haven't even told you the price." And I said, "Oh no, you Clem, it'll be fair. Don't worry about it." And it was. He was a good guy. Always a good guy. Sorry, was a good guy. Sounds bad. Yeah, but the supply, he had the actual Codan matching supply for it. Problem was, it's big, heavy, etc. The switch mode suited me much easier to do this. But yeah, full service manuals, circuits, bits and pieces. The interesting thing would be to actually, probably Bob 7RX, if you're watching this video, your advice would be good on this one. Whether we could convert this for more general use on outside of on a Codan. This will probably end up at your place, mate, like everything lately. But and many thanks, VK7RX. Bob has been doing a lot of our repair work, because I just not coping too well with anything like that at the moment, and I don't think I ever will. It's unfortunately getting a bit too much for me. But the truth is, I was always about 10% of the technician that Bob is anyway, and I was never a great RF tech. I was all right, but seriously, I think I might have overrated myself quite a bit. So I'm just having a look at this amp and going there, right? Yep. Okay, so they literally feed RF in through the control unit then. So yeah, there'd be a bit of modifying too, and that's no big deal, but you need to have a look at just how you modify the interface to it if you wanted to make it more of a general purpose amplifier. It was a bit of a curio for me. I just thought, you know what, I've got to buy this. And this is why this shed gets full of so much crap. This is the problem. And as you guys, anyone that's been here knows, there's another 4 collectible cars and a Harley sitting in the shed next door with a stack of radio gear to the side of it. There's also now another car I've got to fit. Outside underneath the roller door, there's that Subaru, that WRX of mine. There's also that EK Holden that's got the V8 mods to it. That's undercover, but outside, which is never a great thing. I've just asked the boys, all the front of this whole area here, we just got the council approval through. They're building the entire front of the property of the American barn will be done exactly like the other one. So it'll be entirely, we can get another, sort of 3 cars outside. That's not the goal. It's more just have undercover space. But by the same token, I have got one very special car coming soon. And I know I always say that. And yes, my blue 59 is still my favourite. This is sort of a close second. I'm still loving the brand new Corvette. I mean, that's just crazy. But yeah, I've got something, and I'm not on the planet forever. So my advice to everybody, bugger the money, just